Today we're going to talk about a topic that I learned really early on in the pickup community, and it's one that really made a difference when it came to my sales results. And that was, this concept of who has more skin in the game in a particular sales encounter. What I mean by that is that if you're a typical salesperson and you're prospecting, calling people or really doing whatever it is, it might be just massive over networking. The people that really have more skin in the game when it comes to that particular encounter have a huge problem when it comes to their sales results. And what I mean by that is people can sniff out desperation. They can. And I made a mistake early on, and I actually made this mistake for years and years and years, where I just figured, look, I'm an ambitious person, I have high goals for myself, I'm really competitive, and I want to beat everybody in my office. I want to be the #1 person. So what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to work harder than them, I'm going to make more phone calls, I'm going to get in early, I'm going to stay late, and I might even work through lunch, which honestly is really stupid. I mean, all of that's stupid, but the lunch one is even more stupid. And what happens is you get on the phone and you're out there and you're so geared to make a sale. You're so amped up to make a sale and you're so excited about it. And what happens is your customers see that and it's just not normal. If you met me in a social situation or vice versa, I'm not going to be like that. I'm going to be by myself. I'm a pretty laid back person for the most part. I enjoy my friends, my family, and we're going to have a great talk and that type of thing. But if you met me in a sales position before I learned this, it was crazy. It was almost like playing basketball against me or football against you or something like that, where you could tell there's kind of an adversarial, combative, or competitive relationship. And what happens is that your prospects subconsciously pick up on this, and immediately they go into what I call their judo stance, meaning they know something's up, they know you're out for something, and they can't quite figure it out because it is subconscious. But they immediately go in defensive mode because they don't want to be, they don't want to be taken advantage of. They don't want you to get over on them, and they know if you're this interested and you have this much more skin in the game than they do, there has to be something in there for you, which means they're going to come on the short end of the stick. So my friends that were in the pickup community, they share this one sentence with me that, truth be told, it took a long time for me to really internalize it. And it's something that I really think that all of you need to learn, because I definitely needed to learn it. And it's a simple sentence that he who cares the least has the power. And what it means by that is that when you're sitting here in an encounter and you basically have something of tremendous value that you have to somebody else, you're not getting the most out of it. They are. So, whether you give it to them or not, it's not really that much of a deal. But at the same time, you also recognize the desperate need that somebody has for it. Kind of a practical example of that is you might have somebody, let's say they go into their doctor's office and they run a test, and the doctor said, in circumstance one, doctor says, look, I have this, this tube full of stuff that I can inject in you and it'll make you feel better. And the guy's going to go, no way, get that away from me, I don't want it. Whereas if he comes out and says, look, you know what, you have stage 4 lymphoma and you're going to die in 3 to 4 weeks, immediately the fear of God goes in your face, and he goes, but I have something that I can give you that will completely eliminate it from your body. I mean, that guy's not even going to wait. He's going to rip it out of the doctor's hands. Because at that point, the doctor, there's more interest on the patient to get that particular medicine in them to cure them, and they know the doctor has that in their hand. So they're just going to rip it out of their hand. They're not even going to wait. And if the doctor says no or sticks it in his pocket, I mean, they're going to do everything in their power to make sure that he gives it to them. Period. End of story. And the great thing about that, guys, is that you can do this in your sales as well. But the problem is most people don't understand that concept. Or if they do understand it, they try to rationalize it away and just basically say, yeah, but. And if you're saying, yeah, but, you need to stop and really re-examine why you're saying that. Because the people that say, yeah, but, it's because they have a closed mind and they're not really open to the fact that what they're doing isn't working. In other words, it's a direct shot at their ego. And I really expect it to be a shot at your ego, guys. It was a huge shot at my ego. I mean, you're taking a guy who's competitive and, I had this major OBM issue, this objective-based mindset issue, and all of a sudden now I'm being taught to basically care less than the other girl or to care less than my customer. And it kind of goes against everything that I've kind of trained myself and been trained to do. But yet it's that counterintuitive missing ingredient that will completely make the difference. So when you're out and you're talking to a prospect, whether it's over the phone, in person, it really doesn't matter where, having that internalized high value, that internalized inner game, and really understanding what your value, what your clear value is to your client and to the world, and what they could go to a competitor, and that competitor could even have a product that's a commodity. In other words, it's no different in a lot of essences to what you're selling. It could be insurance or pharmaceuticals or that type of thing. But yet, there's a massive difference in why they buy from one person to another. There's a reason why they choose to to basically make the purchase off one person and give everybody else the Heisman. Well, somebody that has a true internal value, a really high true internal value, is going to understand that. And they're going to understand that their value to that person is unreplicable. And the way they come across to that person, when they really truly believe that, it's going to come across really, really well. And it's going to intrigue them. It's going to get them curious. But it's going to be done, guys, again, on a subconscious level. So again, the lesson to learn, and you might want to watch this over a couple times because it took me a few times, a lot more than a few times, to really internalize it, is that he who cares the least holds the power. So if you're the one needing something off your customer is being put on a pedestal by you, and they have all the power. And you've been taught to kiss their ring. Whereas if you really if you care less about it, but you know your value and what you can give, and you're combining that concept with a really strong inner game, you're going to have people literally drawn to you. I mean, they're not going to let you go. They're going to basically insist that you let them buy from you. And that sure the heck beats the heck out of prospecting and cold calling. So if you want to accelerate your growth, take this concept and really, really start to internalize it. Hope you guys have a great day. Take care.